Buenos tardes. How's everybody today? Hanging out in TikTok land. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Haven't been on since, I guess, mid last week, but here I am. So if you guys have questions for me, you want to start shooting them off, be happy to answer for them. Obviously, let me know where you guys are from. It's always good to see where people are joining us from. Last time we had people from, seemed like all over the world. So that was pretty cool. And while you're here, let's give some likes to this thing. Let's give some likes. We got quite a few likes last time there. I'm giving myself some likes. There you go. Just tapping the screen, giving some likes. As those likes go, we keep going. We keep giving stuff. So look, Dallas, Texas in the house. Me too. See? Dallas, Texas. Nice. Good to see you. Thanks for the likes. Here we go. Got more and more people jumping on. I see some questions if we help people. One question was if we help people in Florida. So for instance, when it comes to who we help people all over the United States. So if you're out there and you do need help, give us a call. We do phone consultations, virtual consultations. I did a ton of virtual consultations last Friday, I think, when I was talking to some of you guys. So it was nice to meet you. Saw you guys through video, through phone. We were able to do them. They're free of charge. So we don't charge for consultations, whether in person or virtual. Just give us a call. It's 833-733-7878. You can set your consultation there and we'll meet up with you and talk. All right. So thanks for the follows. Thanks for everybody jumping on here and the likes. I'm going to start getting over here and trying to answer some of these. So Angelica, is it true marriage interviews are being waived for everyone? So yeah, we did a video on this. So we're seeing that an awful lot. So yeah, they are starting to waive those adjustment marriage interviews, those interviews set in the United States when it's a U.S. citizen spouse petitioning for another spouse that say came with a visa, and now they're adjusting their status. Traditionally, there was the end of the process that would set you for an interview where you would come in with your spouse and you'd sit across the table from an immigration officer and they'd ask you a whole lot of questions to make sure that is a bona fide marriage. We are seeing those things be waived now, which is great because it's expediting the process. I always knew that was kind of a day of high anxiety for our clients. They get anxious for it, obviously. We're seeing those get waived, which is great. So we're seeing the approvals come in, the green cards and the work permits coming without those interviews in most cases. So good news. They kind of did that as a way, I think, to get caught up on their backlog. All right. So good. Likes are still coming. Want to see where you guys are from. So it looks like we got Florida in the house. That's great. Rocio Monzon, please, what do you think what DeSantis is doing on immigration in Florida? You have to be a little more specific. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I know he's thrown out a lot of platitudes, but his actual role in federal immigration is limited as a governor. When he becomes president, we'll talk, but until that day, he has limited involvement. I mean, he can obviously throw out a lot of statements, but those are just statements from a politician. Beaumont in the house. All right. So we got offices obviously in the state of Texas. We got an office in downtown Houston. I'll be there the next couple of days, or obviously here in Dallas, Texas. We're in other cities as well. Give us a call, but we do help people all over the U.S. Lubbock in the house. Awesome. My brother went to Texas Tech, so familiar with Lubbock. All right, Twin City in Minnesota. Nice. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And while you guys are here, if you guys want to follow us, we would appreciate that. We're also on Instagram. So if you go to the top of our TikTok page, it's easy to find us, or you can just search for my name there, Attorney Andrew Thomas on Instagram. That's a good place to direct message us. I spent a lot of time conversing with you guys, many of you on direct messages through Instagram, maybe questions you wanted to ask, but you didn't want to do it in a public forum like this. That's a good place to do it, and just reach out to us. I know Frankie checks those things. I check those things, and we try to answer them all. All right, Jackie Gonzalez, anything new on a 601A? So nothing new. It's still, you got to have a qualifying relative. So your qualifying relative on a 601A is only two types. One, you have to be married to somebody with status. So you have to have a spouse that's either a legal permanent resident or a U.S. citizen, or you have to have one of your parents that is a legal permanent resident or a citizen, and you have to show a hardship to that qualifying relative. The purpose of that is to erase a 10-year bar. Okay. I see some other questions in here. If we can represent them in different states in the United States. Yes, I have clients all over the US. All right. We make it really easy to do. We do virtual consultation. So you set a consultation with us. We send you a link. We meet up online if you're able to. If you're not, some people weren't, and we were just doing phone consultations. But we do them free of charge. So we've waived consultation fees for virtual consults. You know, there was a time when we were doing fee-based ones, but for now, we've waived those fees because I know there's quite a few people out there that were hoping to get a consultation and talk to us. And there you go. So I talked to quite a few of you last week on those virtual consults, and we're still doing it. So give us a call if you need one. Again, 833-733-7878. Or go to attlaw.com and you can see us there. All right. Mi casita in Dallas. Awesome. Me too, in Dallas. If you need to reach us, again, 833-733-7878. That's how you'd set a consultation, okay? If you guys just want to do a direct message to us, you know, you gotta have to go to Instagram. You'd have to follow us. I know there was quite a few people who sent messages through Instagram, but we can only respond to the people that are following us there. So if you're there, be happy to talk to you. Virginia, yes, absolutely. I have a lot of clients in Virginia, actually. We've represented people there in immigration court. We've also represented people seeking residency and things like that in Virginia as well. If you need to find us on Instagram, it's easy. So if you go to our TikTok bio, there's a little button you can push. It'll go right to the Instagram page. Or you can go and just search the same name I have, Attorney Andrew Thomas. You'll find us on Instagram. If you're on there and you follow us and you send us a message, we try to respond to all of them. Okay. Venecita, are they accepting DACA applications? No, it is still under a federal injunction. Okay. So they're not accepting new DACA applications. They haven't been for quite some time, since 2021. They are taking renewals. So if you are a DACA holder and you're doing renewals, they are accepting those. So we'll see what happens with the future of DACA. You know, nobody really knows. We do know it's under this federal injunction. It's currently in the federal courts in front of a federal judge here in Texas, actually, that's proven kind of hostile to the program. So we'll see where it goes. But right now it's still under that injunction. All right. Let's see. Okay. Mello, if a divorce date happened, marriage to a U.S. citizen 22 years ago, will USCIS find this in my N-400? I'm not sure what the question is there. You know, but if you've been a resident for, 20 years, they're mostly concerned about you rather than any kind of marital status or divorce, unless you think there was some, some reason why your residency wouldn't have been approved in the beginning. Other than that, it's hard for me to properly give you some guidance here. And again, guidance is what it is. This is not legal advice. I can't provide legal advice. I would say the vast majority of people that join me on these things are probably not my clients. And even if you are my client, I doubt it's your real name out there. And I would not suggest let's trade messages here on a public TikTok. Obviously, you can email us, give us a call, or go to Instagram, follow us, and do a direct message, and we'll see you there. But as you guys are on here, continue to like this. There you go, Frankie, with the advice. It's not legal advice. Thank you. You guys like this, follow us, and let's keep going. All right. Lone Wolf Cowboy, is there any state is faster to naturalization? No, I don't think so. I mean, they don't do it state by state naturalization. They do it by processing center. It's a federal thing. So there's kind of regions that they do this in. You can go to USCIS's website, and once you're there, you can put your exact kind of process and which processing center you want to file it in, and it'll give you an estimated wait time for any process, N-400, 601A, I-130, and you can get a really good idea as to how long it's going to take and depending on where you file it, okay? Fatima, what is the possibility of an immigration amnesty? I would say very little. I mean, very low, and that's only because when was the last one, right? So the last one was about 40 years ago. So, it's not something that happens very often. So I would love to see something like that happen. Can I say it's likely? it would require an act of Congress, and they don't seem to agree on much these days. So we were just trying to take baby steps and get some kind of an agreement on DACA, and that couldn't even happen. So an amnesty would be, kind of a bridge farther than that. So unfortunately, I just don't see it right now. You never know. I hope things change. I hope the partisanship in Congress, they get over that at some point, but it just seems to be getting worse by the day. Got deported once. Can I still apply for a green card? It depends on what you mean by deported. There's many different, that's a kind of a term of art. So it depends on what you mean by that. It's possible. It depends on, how long you were here before. What were the circumstances of the deportation? When did you come back? There's a number of different questions that, we would want to ask in a follow-up. If you do want to discuss those things, though, certainly set a consultation with us. We don't charge for them. You'll talk to me or one of the other senior attorneys here, and we'll go through your timeline. We'll go through your case, one by one. We'll give you an honest assessment of what it is. If there's nothing we can do, we'll let you know, and we'll let you know why we can't do anything. So at least you have that knowledge and you can take that forward with you. There it is. Frankie's pinging out. There's the number there, 833-733-7878. Give us a call, and you can book that consult. All right. So let's see the likes go up more. We're over 5,000. We're doing okay. It's like getting there. All right. Jordan, how long does it take for the visa bulletin dates to rotate? So sometimes they seem to crawl along at a snail's pace. They don't seem to go that fast. So it's your guess as good as mine. Sometimes it'll just be stuck there for months, and then all of a sudden you'll see this jump, and it'll go forward. It'll jump some months. So it doesn't move linearly. It doesn't move in real time or anything like that. It's very difficult to predict something like that. All right. How many times can you apply for marriage visa? Last time I applied in 2011. Yeah. So, you can, there's no limit technically. You can apply for as many as it takes. Obviously you want to be submitting, full completed packages. And hey, someone call me Hunter Biden. You're going to get blocked for that, bud. All right. No Hunter Biden here. But you want some complete full applications that get submitted. So you give yourself the best chance at an approval. But if this is, say, a previous marriage that was broken down and you're going to do a new one based on a new petitioner, you're obviously going to need to approve a death or divorce certificate along with your marriage certificate. All right. Mike Ross, I've got that. Last time some people were pinging out that they saw Mike Ross or something like that. Full confession, I didn't know who that was. I had to look it up. I realized it was off of a TV show. So there you go. At least it was a lawyer. At least I was another lawyer, right? I can't say I saw a resemblance, but you guys at least got the right profession. All right. How long does it take for a gay marriage if we have all they are asking for? So if you're talking about an immigration petition, it's the same, whether this is a same-sex marriage, hetero marriage, doesn't matter. It's the same processing time. They don't break it down by that. If you're doing an adjustment of status, I'm going to say about 12 months. Okay. If you have to move through and do consular processing, it's going to take, considerably longer than that, depending if you need a waiver. All right. Jordan, when the visa bulletin is at my priority date, do I have to do anything? Yes. You do. You have to take action. They're not going to do it for you. So it's all on you to monitor that visa bulletin, look at your priority date. And when it hits that visa bulletin in your category, you do have to take action. And so you have to take the next steps of your process at that point. Dennis Newborn, advice for a 1L student. Well, first, congrats on going to law school. I'm imagining, and what I've heard is a lot of things have changed since I went to school. It's been some years, but you just got to treat it like a job. It's not like undergrad. It's not like high school. Obviously, it's a job. So for every hour you're putting into a class, you've got to spend that much or more time reading the materials after class or however your schedule sets up. But you can't expect to I'm going to learn all this in the end and ace the test. It doesn't work that way. At least it didn't when we were. When I was in law school, everything was based on one exam. So you'd go to you go to your classes all semester. And then at the very end, you'd have a written exam. It was an open essay exam. I think it was about three to 3.5 hours for each class. Based on your score, that was your score for the whole class. And so you had to know this stuff very well because it's all about issue spotting and all about writing the best exam question, obviously. You could. All right. Appreciate the likes. We can keep them going. I like to see the likes continue, and we'll keep this going. First time here, what's the price of a green card with a citizen? I mean, there's so many different routes that you're talking about when you're talking about a green card. You'd have to call in for a consultation, and we would go through your consultation and see what exact processes are there. All right. All right. Keep going. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. There we go. Yeah, you just got to keep asking. So I know some of you are saying that I didn't answer your question, not on purpose, but you got to see how many questions are flying by. I get to as many of these as I can, but just keep asking them. I'm going to try to answer as many as I possibly can. I don't ignore any questions on purpose, trust me. Order of deportation, but went out of the country and re-entered legally. Would that hold for an I-130? I mean, it might. So if you went out based on your deportation and then you applied to re-enter, so long as you were truthful in the questions you were given and you served out your whatever penalty it was and you came back in, should be all good to go. All right. Thanks for everybody jumping on. Let me reset really quick. So we do immigration, obviously. So there's a lot of questions out there I'm going to be answering. If you guys need a consultation, we have waived consultation fees, both on the phone and in person. Yes, we have clients all over the United States. So I know you guys see me here, but our team is actually quite large and we handle a lot of different immigration cases, family-based. So we do obviously immigration court, people that are there facing deportation against the Department of Homeland Security. We represent them. We also do residency processes, obviously, naturalizations, and anything you can think of regarding family-based means of immigration. We can help people all over the U.S. We have the team to do it. We get the results that people are looking for. So, give us a call, 833-733-7878. You can set your consultation with us, get that appointment, and me or one of the other senior attorneys will meet with you directly or do a phone or virtual consult, whichever is easier for you, and we'll let you know what's going on with your case. All right. The likes going. Okay, we're over 10,000. That's looking good. Hi, I was born in the U.S. My parents have a residence card. Can I make them permanent residents? So if your parents have a residency card, it sounds like they're already permanent residents, unless I'm misunderstanding your question. But if you're born in the U.S. and you're 21 years of age or older, you can enter a petition for your parents to become residents. Now, whether or not they can get there or not depends on their immigration status. They would have had to come with a visa, and then you can help adjust their status. If they did not come with a visa and they have a 10-year immigration bar, unlawful presence or otherwise, and they don't have a way around it, then you cannot help them with the waiver they're going to need. That's the problem there. All right. Not really directed at this question so much. It's just this is something that I see quite often. All right. Cali boy, any update on DACA? There's no update on DACA at this time. It's still under a federal injunction. They're just taking renewals. So people who have DACA, you're still okay for now. Continue to renew it. They're not taking new applications. We're still kind of waiting for this federal judge in Texas to make a ruling on kind of the fate itself of DACA. So we'll see. All right, consultations, they are free of charge, both in person or virtually. So wherever you guys may be joining us from, we are available to help. Okay. How long does a fiance visa take? Yeah, they're taking a long time. So they used to be a relatively quick process. They're not that quick anymore. I've seen them take 2 years, actually. You can almost get them through residency in the same time it takes to get a fiance visa at this point. All right. Hi, if someone loses their green card, what can be done? So if they just lost a physical green card, you just need to submit the correct petition to get a replacement. There's a form, relatively easy to do. You probably don't even need an attorney for it. You can just look that up and submit it yourself. Relatively simple. But you need to do that. I mean, obviously you need that green card in your hands. And what I always recommend to our clients is when they get their green card, take a photo of it, because if you do lose it, at least you have a photo. So if you need to ever prove it or show them, you can at least show it. It doesn't mean you're not a resident just because you don't have the card, but you want to be able to prove that, obviously. All right. So I'm going to get that going. You got it. No worries. Yeah, consultations, they are free. Thank you, Frankie, for the resets. They're absolutely free. I spent a lot of time on, I think it was Friday, doing virtual consultations with people all over the U.S. I felt like I was here till like 7 p.m. doing and I wasn't that lucky, but I was here a long time because I wanted to get to all of them. I met with a lot of you guys. I don't know if some of you are joining me today, but if you guys do need a consultation, whether in person, one of our offices, virtually, or whatever, just give us a call at the number Frankie pinged out there. Or you can go to our website, obviously, attlaw.com. You can find us there, and we'll get you going. Can you go into detail about the petition when I turn 21? All right, so let me reset this because this is a question I get quite often. So if you're a United States citizen and you want to help mom and dad, right? So first, obviously, you got to be 21, U.S. citizen. We know that. Yes, you can petition for mom and dad. Now, can you get them to residency? That's going to depend on their background, okay? If they came with a visa and they can prove they came with a visa, then yes, you most likely can. You can most likely help them file what's called an adjustment of status. They do their adjustment here in the United States. They stay here. It takes about 12 months. Great process. They become a resident. That doesn't apply to most people, though, at least not most people that I talk to. Okay, so most people I talk to, their parents came in without a visa and they've been here for years, 20, 30 years. Their child's finally 21, and now the child wants to help them. Here's the issue. They have unlawful presence. And with that unlawful presence, they're either going to, most likely have to spend 10 years outside the United States, which, they don't want to do, obviously, because their life is here. Or B, they're going to have to file a waiver to waive those 10 years. They cannot file that waiver through the child, though. That's the problem. They can only file a waiver like that through a spouse with status or one of their parents with status. And they got to show a hardship to that qualifying relative. And so that stops a lot of people. I mean, I would say me and the other senior attorneys at this firm probably talk to at least a dozen people that are in that position a week. And they come in, they say, hey, child's 21, I'm ready to move forward with status. And we're having to be the bearer of that bad news and say, hey, look, you probably have this 10-year bar. Child's not going to be able to help you. Don't go to a consular processing, because if you do, you're going to be stuck outside the country. All right. All right. How is Kimberly Ortiz? How is the residency process after a lawful entry with DACA? Yeah, so you would need, if you're planning to do an adjustment of status, you still need a relative in the immediate visa category, and that would be a U.S. citizen spouse or a U.S. citizen child 21 years or older. Those two. And they can help you adjust your status here if you're talking to having a legal entry and adjusting your status. All right. Hey, everybody, for joining. Whoever's joining us, how are you? Resetting. If you guys can, I'd appreciate the likes. I like to see them going up. Keeps me motivated to keep talking. It's like I'm one of those dolls and someone keeps pulling the string in the back, and that way I can keep talking, right? I don't know if anybody had one of those dolls as a kid where you just kept pulling the string and they repeat different messages. But that's what it feels like sometimes. Thanks, MJ. Appreciate it. Love you guys too. All right. What happens after green card? Galito, thank you. What happens after a green card approval letter? All right, so the jukebox, that's right. Green card approval letter. You're going to get that first, okay? So you'll get the notice that your green card was approved. Shortly thereafter, you'll get the green card itself. Should come in the mail. If you had an attorney, a lot of times it'll go to the attorney's secure inbox. At least it does for us most of the time. And that's why you see us handing these out, because we have a secure mailing post office box that they go to ensure delivery. If clients want them to go directly to the house, obviously that's their option, but most of them choose to come here, and then we give them out from here. All right. There we go. If I have filed my asylum, can my ex-wife apply as F1 to come to U.S.? I mean, those are two unrelated things you're talking about there. Okay. They're unrelated. So your wife's petition for a visa is not going to have anything to do with your asylum, especially it's your ex-wife anyways. Okay. Estella, why would somebody who has been a permanent resident for over 10 years be denied citizenship? I mean, it could be a number of things. The requirements are a little bit different. You have to have, so what they have for citizenship, naturalization, is you have to show, not only have you been a permanent resident for the requisite amount of time, 3 or 5 years, depending, but you got to show continuous physical presence in the United States. So, it's not getting residency, then moving out of the country and living there, and then, filing for naturalization. That's not the way it rolls. So it could be a matter of criminal conviction. Some of them you can maintain your residency even with certain criminal convictions, but some are too much to actually let them approve you for naturalization as a U.S. citizen. So it depends. Hey, I got my cousin Andrea and mom on. As like my suit. Thank you. I feel like suits are all I wear now. I don't even know how to dress casually anymore. It's weird. All right. Latoya, how long can you marry again after a divorce as green card holder? I mean, that again doesn't really apply. I mean, there's not a timing requirement. There's no statute of limitations or anything like that. Thank you, Celestial. Appreciate it. Ecuador in the house, Brazil in the house. Good to see you guys. Last time I was on here, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. I can't remember. I think it was Thursday. We had people from all over the world joining us. I think at last thing I had called out 30 different countries, going from Europe to Africa to Latin America. Iceland was joining us. I don't know if you guys are making these countries up, but it sounded cool. So it was pretty fun to call them out. TikTok's an interesting app. It kind of gets worldwide sometimes. So yeah, thanks for the follows. I always appreciate that. If you guys are jumping on and have not followed us, please do. Hey, England. I was just there recently. Love England. How hard is it to move to the U.S. as a fresh graduate from Europe? It really depends on what you're seeking to do. There's two different types of people that are applying. Obviously, it's people that coming from a permanent status and people coming from what they call a non-immigrant visa status. Thanks, Cali boy. So if you're coming from like a non-immigrant visa status, you're talking like residency, student visa, some kind of a work visa. They all have different requirements. If you're coming on a permanent, if you're looking to immigrate permanently to the United States, that's obviously very different. Family-based wise, you got to have a close family member willing to petition for you to come here. Not any different from Europe to anywhere else. Okay, processing times may change. I mean, priority dates may change, but it's the same process. Whether you're coming from Europe, Latin America, anywhere. I mean, obviously, unless it's on a country that they're not allowing immigration from. Barring that, okay, I'm a lawyer, so I gotta hedge everything I say, or else someone's gonna call me out for it. Barring that, all right, it's the same process. All right, let's keep rocking here. You guys are joining. What is this? 15,000 likes. Frankie, if you're out there, what should be the goal today? See if you ping it out. All right. So Butterfly, I'm a permanent resident, but my husband is in the army. Can I live 3 years in Germany? Honestly, you'd be risking losing your permanent residency status if you did that. Okay. You'd be losing that. So you got to be careful. With a permanent residency, it is required that you have continuous physical presence in the United States, okay? All right. Yeah, last time when I was up here on Thursday, yeah, at least 30K, yeah, I think so. On Thursday last time, we got over 50K, which was wild, but good to see. I think we could do that. This is a good crew we got going on today. All right. Are they rescheduling interviews for removal of conditions? I mean, they're all individual. So not every I-751 removal of conditions gets an interview in the first place. Okay. In fact, the majority don't. So they're not going to call all the 751s for a interview. But if you did get one and you missed it, you absolutely need to reschedule it. There's usually a phone number they provide to you on a on a notice, a 797. You got to call it. So hopefully in advance you called it. But if you did miss it for some reason, I would be calling that number and trying to get them reset that interview. They're not going to do it for you though. Okay, that goes for a biometric, missed biometrics, or anything else. They're definitely not going to do it for you. You've got to take action. Immigration or anything else in life, you want something to happen, you got to take action on your own. If you sit back and wait for things to happen, it doesn't work that way. All right. How's it going, everybody? A lot of new people jumping on. I think it's just people jumping on and off, which is cool. But if you guys are just now jumping on here, obviously you can set a free consultation with us, 833-733-7878. You set a consultation with us, no matter where you are, we'll be happy to do that consultation. We will, call you, or we'll do a virtual one. We send a link out. So if you just jump online, we'll meet face-to-face via video, or if you want to come in person, we'd love to see you guys in person too. Talk through whatever issues you have. If you are going to do a consultation, what I do suggest is, though, have your paperwork ready. So if you filed something in the previous, anytime previous to coming to us, have that ready. If you're in immigration court, have that paperwork ready too, because we're going to be asking you questions about it, and makes it much more efficient. We're able to get you the answers you're looking for, hopefully. Okay. No decision after 120 days of N400 interview. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I don't think it's any time to worry yet. I mean, I've seen them go up to 8 months after an interview to get any kind of response on it. It's crazy. I mean, you can obviously put in for an inquiry anytime you want, but take some time. Hey, all right. Tell Gary I said hi. I need to come up to Arkansas, see the kinfolk up there. It's been a while. All right. My partner is here with a visa permit for 6 months. Once I file, can he stay here if permit expires after 6 months? So, yes, provided you're a U.S. citizen, I'm assuming. I mean, he can, but it will be an expired visa. He has to understand that he won't technically have status. So there's going to be that period of time where he doesn't have status, where he's awaiting, his permanent residency. I would say it takes around 12 months, but we've helped people adjust their status, and their visa has been expired for 20 years. And so, it's kind of, you would be in a sort of similar situation. I just want to know how I submit the paperwork. Just depends on what paperwork you mean. A lot of different paperwork. If you need help from us, then, obviously reach out for a consultation. We're over 20,000 likes. We can keep going. So I appreciate you guys liking this. Here, I'm gonna cheat, give myself a like. There you go. Shafiq, if you need our help, just reach out. Hey, if anybody wants to ask a simple question, Galito, thank you. Texas, here we go. If anybody needs to ask a simple question, or if I'm missing your question here because everything's going too fast, all right, a good way to just direct message us is on Instagram. All right, we don't have as many followers on Instagram. TikTok's very different. Instagram, much lower follower count. Facebook, high followers. TikTok, high followers. Instagram, not so much. All good. All you have to do is go there and follow us. If you do follow us, we try to answer, every direct message that comes in. It might not be right away, but me, Frank here, one of the team members, tries to look into there and give you some kind of an answer on what you're looking for if we can. All right. How long does it take if a sister files for you? So when you're talking about those sibling petitions, so if you have a U.S. citizen sibling and they're filing for you, those can take a very long time. 15 to 20 years is a good estimate for that priority date to come through. All right. Do we have people that speak Spanish-speaking lawyers? Absolutely. We have a whole staff that speaks Spanish here. You got to imagine we're an immigration firm on a border state, Texas. So we do, obviously we converse with our clients. I mean, a lot of them speak English, but we're prepared in case that they are more comfortable in Spanish. All right. Solarac, will they give citizenship to DACA recipients? So that's been something that people have been asking for a long time. There's no movement on that whatsoever. In fact, DACA, it's more the other way. It looks like it's possibly even going away depending on what the federal courts decide. But, I'm not necessarily optimistic, but who knows? All right. Instagram handle. Yeah, it's the same one as here. Attorney Andrew Thomas, spelled just like it sounds. You can go to the TikTok bio. I think there's a little link to the Instagram profile. You guys can just touch that. It goes over to our Instagram page. Just, give us a follow there and then ask your question. Thanks, B Black, giving some good information there too. Appreciate it. How long is an I-485 processing time right now? Waiting 8 months. Yeah, they're taking about 12 months. So you still got some time to wait. All right. All right. Thanks for the likes. You guys are doing good out here. We're keeping that going. Do we do VAWA? I'm guessing you're saying VAWA. Is that what you mean? VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act. So if we're talking about abuse between a spouse with status in the U.S., absolutely. We've helped countless individuals. So even though it's, Violence Against Women's Act, you're talking about, it includes, any gender, right? I don't even want to say just male and female, but it includes any gender, husband or wife. If they're the abused party and they're coming at the hands of a resident or a citizen, and you're either still married or within 2 years of the divorce, we do help. I would say it takes around 12 months, but you got to be able to prove that abuse, If it's physical abuse, they want to see proof of that. If it's psychological or anything like that, also, that's a little bit harder to prove, but we've also proven that up as well. All right. Thanks for the follows. I see a couple of you jumping on here and following us. We appreciate the follows. When we go live, it obviously will notify you or go to your page and show us that you're live. Makes it easier to know when we're on. Just a better way to do it because I don't necessarily keep a schedule of when I'm going live. I'm more like just jump on if I have a second. Right now, I just decided I'm going to jump on here in my office. So sometimes I'm in my office, sometimes I'm in Frankie's social media setup over there. Just depends. When we have time, I jump on here. Because I know people out there have a lot of questions. Karen, with everything that's happening in Florida, what will happen to the people with DACA? It's no different. So whether you have DACA in Florida, New York, Texas, California, DACA is a federal deferred action, right? So it's an executive order. It's not even an act of Congress. So it is under a federal injunction right now. Whatever fate happens with DACA will be the same in Florida, regardless of whatever rhetoric you hear from any politician. Doesn't make a difference. It's going to be the same. And I will say I've seen more than a couple. I've seen several actually questions about, it looks like people in Florida, they're a little uneasy with what's going on in Florida, I guess, with political talk and all that. I will say, if we're talking about Florida governors, they have very little impact on federal immigration. They talk about it a lot because it's a way to get their name in the news and get them out there. But very, very little to do with actual immigration policy. In fact, nothing to do on it. I mean, obviously, if they become a president, that's going to be different, right? Hey, May Florence, immigration paralegal in the UK. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Get the likes up here. We're almost at 25,000 likes. We're doing good. If you guys have not followed us already, we appreciate that as well. So we are, a little reset, some people are asking us, we are located in Texas. Right now I am in Dallas. There's a Dallas. Let me see. Right there. That's the ball in Dallas, that thing that rotates. If you've ever seen the skyline of Dallas. Over here, there we go. This is the building that turns green at night. So this is my office here in Dallas. I'll be in Houston the next couple of days. But we're here. But we take clients all over the United States that have immigration needs. We represent people. I have clients in New York, in Virginia, in Florida. I mean, you basically name it. We have clients there. We have a very large team. It's not just me. I'm just not just up here on my own. It's a lot of us, a lot of great people working on this stuff. We're ready to help, whether you're in immigration court facing a deportation or you looking to move forward in a residency process or have questions, anything in between that, we're here to help. All right, just let us know what we can do. Set your consultation, 833-733-7878, 833-733-7878. Or just go to our profile. You'll see it there. You can call us and, set the consult. Free consults. All right. Thanks for the follows. I see a couple of you jumped on here. EMJ, good. I'm glad I was able to help you. So I was just explaining to some people that I got on with quite a few folks on Friday on virtual and phone consultations. It sounds like you're one of them. And being able to talk through people's issues. And, we do free consultations. So there's no pressure. You can attest to that at all. We let people know what we can do. And if they do need help and are interested in moving forward, that's what we're here for. Thank you, B Black. That's right. We are in Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Find us out there. Luis Humberto, when we hear the next judge hearing. So if you guys are out there and you're in immigration courts, respondents or your attorneys have very little say in when the actual cases hit the docket or when your next hearing is. It's not like a state litigation case. Those are the types of things I used to do where we were able to notice hearings and try to move things forward. You're kind of more playing defense. So you're waiting for them to set those hearings and you just never know when they're going to happen. It depends on what jurisdiction you're in, what that current judge's docket looks like, that kind of stuff. All right. Yeah, give us a call for sure. All right. Got likes. Keep going up. A lot of questions I'm trying to get to, so give me a second to read through here. If you guys want to find us, there's a couple of people jumping on here that are asking about Instagram. It's the same handle as this one. You can find I think it's like a little button there on our TikTok profile. You just touch it and it'll jump you over to the Instagram. If you follow us there and then direct message us, those messages, I'm told about them, I see them myself, but we answer those. I saw a lot of people were trying to cheat me last time. They jumped over to Instagram and sent me a bunch of messages, but no follows, so can't answer those. We answer followers' questions. Got to prioritize because there's only so many we can get to. Mystery Men, yes, you can. Ask a question. That's a place to do it in a direct message, not on a, if you guys have a question that requires some nuance or you want to ask some specifics regarding your personal situation, outside of general questions you may have here on TikTok, I would do it through more of a direct message, through an Instagram direct message. Just follow us and ask the questions. We try to get to all of them. Okay. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate it. Do you help in San Antonio or only in Dallas? No, we help people all over the U.S. I have I have hundreds of clients in San Antonio. I actually have a place. Me and my family go to San Antonio quite often. I love the city. So we're there all the time. But we help people all over the U.S. So not even just in Dallas. Physical offices, we have many here in Texas, but we help people all over the U.S. So if you do need help, reach out to us and, we'll be happy to help. All right, Frankie, I think we're going to have our work cut out for us. A lot of people are telling us that they direct message us on Instagram. So if you did do that, we'll be getting back to you. Okay, we're going to look through there and make sure you followed us there before you're asking that question, because with the flood of them we get, they go into different folders. The way the filters are set up, and the people who are following us go into a certain folder, and we're able to review those. The other ones go to these hidden request folders, and we don't have time to look at them, honestly, because there's hundreds of them in there. How long does it take for an I-601A waiver to take? Yeah. So first of all, if you're looking for processing times on immigration, you can always go to USCIS's website. All right, you go there, you choose your exact kind of process and where you want to file it, and it'll give you the estimated wait time. Now, on this particular one, I can tell you it's going to take 2 to 3 years processing time. So it takes a long time. 24 to 36 months is, I think, what they're telling us now. And I'm seeing that actually play out in reality with the approval times of our clients. Laura, I'm a citizen. Can I fix my husband's paper if he had a deportation? It's possible still. It depends. Okay. Depends. Obviously, that's not ideal, but you want to know, when was he deported? What happened after his deportation? What were the circumstances of that deportation? It depends. It might not be possible, maybe not, but sometimes it is allowed if it happened a very long time ago. Maybe it wasn't considered an expedited removal or something to that effect. So you just have to look into it. Seek a consultation with us or another experienced immigration attorney, and make sure you're satisfied with the answer that you're given. All right, likes have slowed down. They're crawling. We need to move it. We're almost over at 30K. We can do that. This is a great crowd today. You guys can get us up to 30K. The crowd last week got me to 50,000. It's not a competition or anything, but hey, Yvonne, how are you? There you go. Frankie, ping out the number. There you go. If you guys need a consultation, 833-733-7878. Call us, set a consultation either in person or, virtual or on the phone. We'll be happy to talk to you guys. Free consult. There you go. There we go. Likes are going. Over 30. We're doing good. Now we're moving, cooking. All right. Okay. I have has DACA open. So DACA is still under a federal injunction. All right. Still under a federal injunction. They're only taking renewals of DACA applications. They are not taking new DACA applications at this time. If anything changes, so if the federal judge here, Judge Hannon here in Texas, who the case is in front of right now, if he ever makes a ruling, trust me, I will be on here. I'll be on Instagram, on Facebook. I'll be out there telling you guys what's going on. I'm not one to feed people false hope or anything like that. You won't see that on our page. We just deal in reality here. It's only fair to you guys. I'm aware that goes on in the immigration community, but we don't do that here. We just deal in reality. What should I bring to biometrics? So one thing you're going to need, your fingers. You got to do your fingerprints, and then your notice. That's about it. All right. Good luck to you. Darwin, how long is the wait for I-485 after biometrics? Yeah, so you're moving along in your process, which is good. 3 to 6 months, somewhere in that range. All right. There we go. The likes keep going. That makes me happy. All right. How easy can one relocate to USA from another country? That is a huge question, and it just depends on all your circumstances. And sometimes it's quite easy, and other times it seems like it's a decades-long process. It just depends on your family relationships, who you have that can potentially petition for you. If you're deciding to come here on a permanent basis, or if you're coming on a temporary basis seeking a non-immigrant visa, it just depends. Kim Saunders, still waiting for conditional status to be removed. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're filing the I-751, it takes some time. You might even see your conditional residency card expire while you're waiting for the conditions to be removed. That's normal at this point. Nothing to be worried about. Just keep your receipt that you filed it handy. I always tell people to take a picture on their phone and favorite that. At least you have it ready in case anybody needs to see that. All right. Ishmael Mohammed, can a master calendar hearing be asked to motion to advance? Yeah, you can always do that. So if you're in immigration court and you want, let's say you have a master calendar or even an individual hearing and it's not till say 2024, 2025, I've seen some in 2028, okay? And you want to move it forward, you can always file a motion to advance on the calendar. Whether or not the judge grants that is up to that judge. You know, you can't make them, but you can certainly put in that request. Some judges are more amenable to that type of thing. Other ones will just deny it because it's their docket and they're going to set their docket. So, but you can try. You can certainly file one. It doesn't mean it's going to happen though. All right. Invisible J, do you need citizenship for a license in Texas? So if you're talking about a driver's license, the answer is no. You do not need to be a citizen, but you do need to have some kind of a federal status. So you at least need an employment authorization document, residency, or citizenship. So if you just have, one of the red EADs, one of the red work permits, you can get a driver's license here in Texas, provided you qualify to drive, obviously. Leslie Vasquez, are we hiring? So we're always looking for good people. So if you're out there and you wanna join a winning team, absolutely. Send your resume to us. info@attlaw.com. info@attlaw.com. We're always looking for good people to join us. We got a great team. All right. Can I apply for citizenship while I wait for them to remove conditions for a green card? Yes, you can. So provided you've been a resident for either 3 years, if you got it through a marriage-based means and you're still married, or 5 years, and well, it would have to be the 3-year one. But provided you've made it there, you can still apply for your N-400 while you're waiting for the conditions to be removed. What I'll tell you is the N-400 processing time now is taking about 18 months. So if you've already applied for the 751, it's highly likely that you'll get your permanent residency by the time your interview comes around. Can I still fix my spouse's papers if I have a warrant? Yes, depending on what the warrant's for. But I will say, generally speaking, again, generally speaking, your background, they're more concerned about the background of the actual immigrant than they are of the citizen or the resident. I mean, you are already here in the United States and have status. So they're more interested in who they're going to give status, who they're conferring status to. So what they're doing is mostly looking for the background of the beneficiary, of the immigrant. I mean, there are certain types of crimes that would prevent a U.S. citizen from petitioning for status for a spouse. Very limited, but there are certain ones. But outside of that, it's mostly the conditions of the spouse. So where can you call for info? Yeah, so let's get some more likes. We can easily get this to 40,000 now. So where can you call for more info? All right, 833-733-7878. If you go to our TikTok bio, first follow us. All right, and then after that, look at the number. You can give us a call there and, set your free consultation with us. And, we'll be happy to see you. So whether you want to come to see us in person or you want to do a phone or a video consult, we'll be happy to talk to you at that time. We got about 420 there. Nice. All right. Thanks for the follows. Got some people jumping on. We do have Cynthia, we do have an office in Houston. Absolutely. So we're in downtown Houston. Very similar to our setup here in Dallas. I'll actually be there the next couple of days for this week. But if you guys need a consultation and you're in the Houston area, obviously give us a call. I'll be happy to see you at that time. No worries, Kim. Glad I could be of service here. Thanks for the follows, guys. All right, let's keep them going. Would I recommend, Oscar, would you recommend doing advanced parole for TPS holders? I mean, that's a personal decision. Obviously, advanced parole is a travel permission. It's a lot of people do it. You got to have a reason why you're traveling, obviously, to the U.S. or I mean outside the U.S. You got to have a reason for it. It can assist in a residency process if you have that in mind. Might give you a legal entry back into the U.S. So, provided you have that, absolutely go for it. They approve them all the time. Dog mom, will 601A speed up anytime soon? I received my consular appointment, but still waiting for a 601A. Yeah, I don't see it necessarily speeding up anytime soon. It just seems to be getting longer and longer. They're taking 24 to 36 months. I've seen some even take a little longer than that. So they are taking some time. It's not a fast process by any stretch of the imagination. It might be something depending on how long ago you filed, that you have to reschedule that consular interview because you want to make sure you get an approval before going outside the country. Unless you're prepared to stay there for a while and you're confident in the approval. Okay. Daisy Molina, how long is a U visa taking? So 5 to 7 years is a good estimate as to processing times. For a U visa, they only grant 10,000 of them in the U.S. per year. So they're seeing the backlog be about 5 to 7 years before you'll see an approval on that. Yeah, we can easily get to 40,000 likes. I don't see a problem with that. Let me just, there we go. We can all do our part. I'm doing my part too. There's 1, 2, 3. I think you can like your own. Yeah, I liked my own. Like my own thing. Any idea, Raja, any idea why the I-130 is taking so long? We filed in December 2021, still at USCIS. Yeah, I mean, you just filed in an odd time when they were backlogged with a lot of petitions due to the pandemic. Some of our clients, it's taken that long, but you should be getting to the point where you should be submitting some kind of inquiry with USCIS to see what's going on there. But some of our clients are still stuck with you, so don't fear. Nikon Kareem, I have applied for my wife, I-130. It's been 8 months. How long do you think it'll take? I say estimated 12 months, but you've seen, for instance, Raja there, he was saying he's been waiting since December 2021. So it just depends. I would say the ones that were filed in around 2022 are starting to get approvals now, but that's because they filed after the pandemic. So they didn't get stuck in that bottleneck, unfortunately. Butterfly, as a permanent resident, can I live in Hawaii for 3 years? Thanks. Of course. I mean, Hawaii is a U.S. state. So it's just like living in Texas or otherwise. So yeah, absolutely. Alma, no worries. Try to answer. I'm trying to get to everybody's question. Look, if I haven't got to your question, don't be offended. It's nothing personal. We get a lot of questions. Obviously you can seek a consultation. They are free for everybody. Just call us 833-733-7878. If you have a quick question or a quick message you want to send to me, the best place to do that is on Instagram. You have to follow us though, because if you don't follow us and you send a message through Instagram, it goes into a hidden request folder. I don't see it. We get hundreds in there, a lot of spam, a lot of junk in there. So if you want to do it, just follow us and send it. It'll come to one of the folders that me, Frank here, one of the members will check, and we'll try to get back to you. We try to answer all of them, all right? Jimmy Melgar's, are green card interviews being waived? Yeah, so spousal interviews for green cards, for adjustments of status, we're seeing those get waived. That is absolutely true, which is great. It's helping with I think it's going to start really helping with the backlog they have, because the interview they were so far behind. For sure. Anna Munoz, can I travel anywhere with my resident? Yeah, so if you're a permanent resident, you have the rights to international travel. Okay, you do have a continuous physical presence requirement here in the United States, so you just you can't stay gone, you can't go set up shop somewhere in another country and live there. But if you're going for like vacations and things like that, a couple of weeks here and there, you're good to go. All right, look, we're at 43,000 likes. Good crowd today. It's been fun. I can answer a couple more, but starting to get talked out here a little bit. It's Monday. What can I do? What can you say? Kelly Bonita, I got a letter saying I don't need to submit biometrics when my work authorization come faster. I mean, it might, you know, it might. I mean, that's good. That's one less thing that they're going to have to process for you. But, you can look at what processing times look like on USCIS's website. All right. Yeah, Frankie, you've been in it today, man. It's been a Monday for you, I know. We've been in touch today. Frankie's been having car trouble and whatnot, but tomorrow's another day. Gloria Cardenas, how do you handle removal proceedings? Absolutely. So we do quite a bit of, in fact, probably the largest part of our practice is immigration court, handling removal defense for people facing deportation from the United States. So if you do need our help, wherever you may be, we can help you. Just give us a call, 833-733-7878, and we are here to help, okay? Wendy filed an I-130 in December 2022. When could you see an approval? I would say give it 12 months before you start really worrying about anything. At least 12 months, could take a little longer. Okay, but they're taking some time now. It's not a fast process, so you still got some time. All right. All right, I'm gonna answer a couple more of these, and then we'll keep going. Bell, Amy, I went to divorce, but my ex-spouse is deported. You can still file for a divorce, obviously. I mean, that's a family law question, but you can still file for a divorce. Anna, I applied for a U visa. How long does it take for my resident card? Depends on where you are in the process. It's going to take a long processing time. First, you got to get a U visa. You got to have it approved. So the 918 are taking 5 to 7 years for an approval. Once you get the approval, you got to wait another 3 years before you can apply for your residency. So it takes some time. Okay. You could get a work permit a lot quicker, but U visas themselves take a long time. Okay. Maya, my physical green card expired. Does that mean my permanent residency is at risk? Okay. So no, it does. They're two different things. All right. Just having an expired card doesn't threaten your status as a permanent resident. Okay. You do need to renew it, and you should submit the renewal. But in order for them to strip you of your residency status, you are entitled to what's called due process. All right. So that generally comes in the form of immigration court. And the government's going to have to file some kind of a case against you. They have to have a reason to do it, not just an expired green card. That's not going to cut it. I've represented hundreds of green card holders in the United States that are facing deportation. The government's trying to strip them of their status and try to deport them. And so most of the time it's because they got caught doing something they shouldn't have been doing. A lot of times it's for a criminal violation. But, it's a high bar that the government has to pass. You got to put them to their proof. You got to make them prove it, jump through those hoops. But we're there to help people in situations just like that. All right. Yeah, we can get to 50K now since I'm still here. Might as well get there. Drag me across it. Come on. Yeah, we do handle immigration court. Absolutely. We handle removal defense and people facing deportation from the United States. We have, that's probably the biggest area of our practice. All of our attorneys here are litigation attorneys. None of them started in immigration. They learned how to work trial. Then they came over here. I think that's a secret to a lot of our success. Yours truly included. Can you be deported for a misdemeanor? Yes, you can be deported with not even getting arrested. I mean, I represent people that were just picked up in a workplace raid. I represent people that were picked up because they were speeding. Some very minor things that you would think. You can absolutely, if you don't have status in the U.S., you can be deported. I even just talked about people with permanent residence facing deportation. They can even be deported. That's why I tell people, if you're anything less than a United States citizen and you have that ability, go for it. Get outside of the immigration system. take yourself out of it. You don't need immigration attorneys anymore. You don't need to renew anything. Just get to it. We did make 50K. Nice. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Iceland in the house. Nice. Good to see you. Cool. Yeah, a lot of people questioning. So what I'll say, I'm gonna couple of more things. Obviously, if you need a consultation from us, please just reach out. 833-733-7878. Frankie just pinged it right there. Free consultations. We've waived consultation fees for virtual consults. So we'd send you a link on your appointment date and time. You just click on it. We'll talk video. If you're not able to do that, we can call you on the phone. Okay, that's one. Two, if you have another question or if I didn't get to yours here and you just want to direct messages, comments, questions, maybe things you just didn't want to put out here in a public forum like this TikTok live, go to Instagram. Go to our Instagram page. You got to follow us. And then you can send us a direct message. If you do that, it goes into a certain area. I'm able to read that at that time. We can look through it. We can respond. We try to respond to everybody. So if I haven't responded to you in a couple of days, it's not going to be right away. I'm not social media guy. I don't get on my phone all the time and try to clear my brain for a minute. But if I haven't answered your question in a couple of days, just ask it again. As long as you're following us, we will get to your question or comment, and we will talk to you there and talk to you. All right. Other than that, I want to say thanks to everybody. It's been a great crew today. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the follows and likes. You guys have been great. Reach out to us to one of those means we've seen. Follow us here if you haven't already, or come see us and talk to us. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Love you all. God bless you, okay? See ya.